here to try and do a job, and I feel my job is to win a championship.
Troy Herfoss has come over from Australia as a Superbike champion and has really taken this series by storm.
Troy Herfoss holding the fastest lap of the race. What an impact he has had on the Mission King of the Bagger Championship. On the gas he goes, checkered flag waving, and it's going to be Troy Herfoss who takes the win. Oh, and there he goes. Wow. Unbelievable. Troy Herfoss takes the checkered flag and the win. This has been a storybook race.
Going into this final round at New Jersey, it's basically 0-0. You know, we've already raced 8 weekends, double headers, and frankly, none of it matters. There's a 2-point difference between Troy and Kyle Wyman.
It's Kyle Wyman, Troy Herfoss. It's Harley Davidson against Indian.
I'm getting shivers just thinking about it. All I've got to do this weekend is beat Kyle Wyman, but that's not easy. We come to his home track. He's got experience here. I've got another track to learn, and I'm sure he wants it just as bad as I do.
You've got someone that you have to beat. That's the greatest uniter of a team, and our team is focused on beating HD.
You can see the look on my face. It just got real, man. I mean, it's a real rivalry that goes back over 100 years. For us to be in a position where we get a chance to go win the title again, it's right where we want to be.
He said it when we talked to him back at Circuit of the Americas that it's been a chess game all season between himself and Kyle Wyman, and at some point the gloves were going to have to come off.
We're going to keep showing up, make sure we get a good start, put ourselves in a position where we can challenge for the win. Obviously we're going to pay attention to where Kyle is, and I can only imagine he's going to bring his A game.
Race 1, Saturday at New Jersey. Tensions were high, everybody was nervous. You could just feel the nerves in the pits because, you know, it all comes down to the last 2 races.
Mission King of the Baggers race number 1 when these lights go off. Here we go.
What a start from Rispoli and Kyle Wyman. Kyle Wyman and Tyler O'Hara going down into turn 1.
It's honestly been just a breath of fresh air to walk into this team. You've got some of the smartest guys I've ever met. These guys are all behind us. They're all behind each other. On a race weekend, it looks like we're all such a good working family.
But Kyle Wyman, he's here in Indian Motorcycles behind him as our championship sits 2 and 3 with only 2 points between them.
Herfoss now goes down the inside of Wyman and makes that pass. Let's see if Wyman can cut it back up underneath him. He cannot.
And now the 29 of Tyler O'Hara has made his way around Rispoli, and now he's going after Kyle Wyman.
Troy's really raised the bar. He's made me a better rider, a better athlete on and off the track, and the riding level's at a whole new level, and it's made me a better rider.
Here we go up to turn number 1. Troy Herfoss, the number 17, the Australian inside, turns a motorcycle. Rocco Landers having nothing to do with it, goes right up the inside.
You couldn't find a tighter team in the paddock than the Indian Motorcycle Racing team. Tyler and Troy are tight, they're tight with the teams, there's full trust. There's one goal, win the championship, and everybody's 100% focused on that.
Second place today, Troy Herfoss, and a battle to the finish with Rocco Landers there.
Tyler rode a great race, Troy rode a great race, and really did everything perfect. Troy pushed his luck a couple times with trying to get a pass around Rocco, but knew the smart thing to do was to bring it home and finish. So yeah, we're in a great spot, picked up 4 points, so we're 2 points ahead. We just got to go out there and finish ahead of Kyle again.
So in King of the Bagger Racing, Harley runs a 131 cubic inch engine and we run a 112. So you'd think that's a pretty huge disadvantage. And the strength of the Power Plus has shown itself.
We're working from day one here with a displacement disadvantage, so we have to figure out how to take what we've got and maximize it. And the base engine that we're starting with is great. We're still running stock crankshafts and stock connecting rods. There's really nothing exotic if you take one of our engines apart.
There's so much torque that every small movement of the throttle moves the bike a lot. Yet we can go around the track on the edge of the tire every lap within 2 to 4 seconds of a superbike.
And every year that we progress and break lap records and we're going faster and closer to superbike, you always find a weak spot, and now we've really fine-tuned this motorcycle to be a proper super bagger.
So the Power Plus has always been great. It's been about figuring out the chassis and getting the chassis to match the engine. And right now, the chassis matches the Power Plus. They're both great. We're ready to go.
This is what I enjoy. It's that pressure that I've got and that feeling you get when you're on the start line when, you know, there's a lot of weight in your shoulders and your body's just so reactive and ready to race. It's just the best feeling you get in the entire world.
We've kind of gotten over using the excuse of, well, Troy doesn't know the tracks. Troy's shown us that give him a couple laps and he's right up there with the front runners. So I'm perfectly confident that Troy's going to come in here today, take a couple laps, get used to the track, but after that, he's going to be right on Kyle.
Things happen on championship weekends and riders just do things they don't think they're capable of. So I'm fully prepared for Kyle to be the best Kyle Wyman he's ever been, and I'll try my best to beat that guy. How good would it be to arrive in America in a new championship, come to new tracks all year long, race for a championship and win that championship against my rival at his home track?
Yesterday, it was a couple of points between first and second, and today, it's a couple points between first and second.
Yeah, but it's the other way around now, as Troy Herfoss yesterday ends up finishing second and swapping that points lead.
Troy Herfoss was a little bit of the unknown coming in, and they've both been able to win 6 times this season.
I feel nervous, I feel excited, I feel very, very, very prepared. I would love nothing more than to race for a win with Kyle Wyman for a championship. That would be epic.
Here we go, 9 laps scheduled. Mission King of the Baggers race number 2. And Kyle Wyman, the 33 out front, and it looks like it's his championship rival, Troy Herfoss, right on his tail section.
See what these guys got as Herfoss takes a shot into turn 5 on the opening lap.
Getting it done early is not bad either, huh?
Troy Herfoss right now, Greg, is going to be applying all this pressure onto Kyle Wyman because Herfoss is just pulling away ever so slightly. Unfortunately for Kyle, he just doesn't quite have the pace to be able to push on. They've done a lot of work on that Indian over last offseason, and they came back with a better package, especially entering corners. They've made that bike much more rideable for Herfoss and Tyler O'Hara this season.
Just unbelievable pace from Troy Herfoss. All the while for Kyle Wyman, breaking hearts in Milwaukee as Herfoss continues to streak away with a 4-second lead in hand. Here comes Troy Herfoss onto the front straightaway, and he wins here at New Jersey Motorsports Park and is crowned 2024 Mission King of the Baggers champion. What a perfectly executed race for Troy Herfoss.
Won by over 4 seconds, led every single lap, won the championship. It honestly came down to it, right? It was 17 races decided by 1.
I don't think any of us took a breath for about 10 minutes in there. We got through this year with no DNFs, and it was just amazing. The team gave Troy a bike and put it in his hands, and Troy's proven to us this year that if we give him a bike, he can go out and get the job done.
The Indian Challenger just proved for the 3rd time, 3 championships, that it is the best bagger on the market. It's got torque, it's got handling, it's got good brakes, straight from the factory. What we do with the team at S&S is enhance all that, put it on the track, and show everybody what it's all about.
From the phone call with Gary in December, to the banks of Daytona, to the MotoGP crowds at Coda, to the gravel trap in Brainerd, to here, it's just been such an incredible year and surreal to think that I've got myself a championship in my first year, and it's just been exactly what I hoped for. I was out of my comfort zone and I was able to succeed and push my body to new limits, and it's been an incredible journey.